Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of those stocks on the move. We can do that with Bloomberg's Natalia Kaninjevich. Natalia, what are you looking at today in the marketplace?
Yeah, let's start with Meta. Shares are up by almost 2%. Meta has agreed to buy Manus. This is a Singapore-based AI startup with Chinese roots. The deal values Manus at about $2 billion. This is according to sources familiar with Meta, who also told Bloomberg that this deal was struck in just about 10 days. So according to the statement, Meta wants to continue operating and selling Manus service, but also it wants to integrate these services into its own products. This startup is backed by some of the biggest Chinese names, including Tencent. And it has AI agent which can do different tasks like screening resumes or analyzing stocks. So it is a profitable business. Manus had an annual revenue of $125 million earlier this year. This is from selling, of course, its products. And it's also a good indicator because Meta can get immediate returns after this acquisition. I'm just curious why Chinese or Singapore-based startup, not US, because we have so many similar startups here.
Yeah, they're all over the place. You never know where you're going to find them. But
diversification?
Sure.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Cheaper, maybe?
Yep. Cheaper?
Yep.
And you know what? Dan Ives was on with Paul again earlier and Alexis and made a really good point, which was that for many years, China has been ahead of the U.S. on a number of technologies. He said, you'd go to Taiwan and see what they were doing, and you'd come back to New York and see somebody get into a fight at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly.
Right? And now we're ahead in this tech, or so we tell ourselves.
Right. Yeah, right? I'm not sure how you measure that, but that's how he feels. How about Tesla?
Tesla, yes. So shares are actually down today after the company posted estimates for vehicle deliveries, which came actually, shares are mostly flat, we should say, are more pessimistic compared to data from Bloomberg. So by Tesla's count, analysts on average expect the company to deliver slightly above 422,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter. That would show a 15% decline versus a year ago. Bloomberg calculations showed that could potentially be a 10% decline. Tesla is, of course, on pace to post the second straight year of vehicle sales declines, and we know that there was some rush in the third quarter to buy cars ahead of this tax credit.
Yeah, a little pull ahead there. That's probably playing out there. What's this next one here? ONTF.
Yeah, so it's on 24 shares.
Yeah, that's a software company.
Exactly. So I think this is Matt's favorite sector, software services, right?
Software services are going to get eaten by AI.
True.
You know that's what I think.
I
could be wrong. I could be wrong because I've noticed lately, really access to data is a huge point. Because I'm always looking for cars in the aftermarket, and I look on Auto Trader, and I look at Car Gurus, and I look at Cars.com. And when I use ChatGPT or Google Gemini, it's useless. It's absolutely powerless. And even the AI bots will say, hey, listen, we don't have any access to the data. So
interesting.
If you're a SaaS company and you have also an interesting data set, like, for example, there's a company called Gong, right, which has access to customer feedback that no one else has. And I always thought, well, Gong is going to get destroyed by AI, but maybe not because no one else has all that data.
All the data. It's all about the data, as we know about.
So what's this company on?
So shares are up by 37% today after the company agreed to be bought by Cvent, another software solutions company, for a total consideration of about $400 million in cash, and expects to close transaction in the second half of 2026. However, it is a little bit strange because we see this huge jump in stock prices, but the company, when it reported earnings last time, they already said that they received some, proposals.
Okay.
So maybe it is a surprise for some people.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.